name's Glen. I'm working over here in PNG at the moment, but yeah, I've been a paramedic for about 7.5 years. I went to school at a place called Charles Sturt University in Bathurst in Australia, and I studied for 3 years to become qualified, and now I'm out here and I'm practicing, and I've come over to PNG to help you guys out. Yeah, I've been in PNG about 2 months now, so not very long, but yeah, I've been enjoying it since I got here. Yeah. It's been great. As a paramedic, what do I do? Oh, that's a big question. So a paramedic's role can be very varied. So primarily where we do clinical work, so we assess patients and we give medications, and we make sure that we can care for these people from a pre-hospital environment, so their homes or on the street or something like that, and we manage those people all the way to hospital to keep them safe and supported and make sure they have the care that they need. Other than that, paramedics have a broad range of roles, so we can do things like emergency management, and we can look at how we respond to big emergencies within the community and things along those lines. We can also be working in other sections like managing people and making sure that we are looking after our teams. We could be focusing on things like research and growing the profession and working out what the most appropriate treatments are for our patients with the time and the new technology that's being developed and things along those lines. Yeah, I think I think everybody in the community has a really important role. So I don't really compare myself to others or think I'm better. I think people who look after the garbage collection are just as important from a health perspective and from a community perspective as a paramedic. For the community and things like that, to understand what we do, it's really important to understand that we can deliver healthcare on site, within your communities, away from hospitals, and we can obviously make sure that we can maintain and support and care for you throughout that journey to a hospital, or potentially even hopefully leaving you at home and giving you some really good advice to manage some lower risk type injuries and things like that. So I guess it's not just driving a car really fast to hospital anymore. The profession's changed quite a lot since then. People see emergency workers, paramedics, doctors, things like that as these people who do these big heroic deeds and things along those lines. I think for me it's really important to acknowledge it's the little things that matter more than these big things. It's generally in our profession, it's how we talk to people, how we have a conversation, how we look after a nana, someone like that, to make sure they know that we care, which has a much greater impact than some of the bigger deeds that may be publicized a lot of the time. So I think if you're looking to join a profession like this, you're going to have to talk to people, you're going to have to want to care about people, and make sure that you can provide them the little things that may seem insignificant to everybody else but are really important for those patients at the time. Look, use us. We're here to serve the community. We want to make sure we can keep you guys safe, and if you understand to call 111 and that what the process is of getting someone there to a scene or to a loved one who's unwell as quickly as possible, that helps us a great deal to do our jobs properly. Look, I think probably one of the biggest problems we face is violence in our communities, and when we're trying to deliver care for those patients and those people who really need us, it's very difficult for us to maintain our own safety and care for somebody else. So I think if you see us doing our work and we're really trying to look after someone, give us plenty of space, make sure if things are kind of getting a little bit out of control, we can kind of try and calm the situation down and allow us to do our work in a nice, safe environment. And that means we can help everybody who's involved in an incident like that. Well, I would like to see Papuan qualified paramedics. It's great that Australians are coming up here to help, but I think if we can strengthen our education systems, we can start producing our own in PNG, and that means you have people up here who can provide the care and they can educate others, and we can build more and more and have more and more paramedics here, which is going to help everybody a lot more. So I think that's a really good pathway for us. Well, first things first is work hard in school. We need to have good grades to be a paramedic. We need to be good with our maths and our English and all of those things that help us get those good grades, and that's going to really help you be able to study and to build your knowledge for when you do get a job with St. John's and you can become that paramedic. I think my role is incredibly fulfilling. There's not many jobs in the world that you can see the impact that you make on people on a day-to-day basis, and that's a really nice thing to be able to take home with you after you finish a shift. Why did I want to become a paramedic? Strangely enough, I was a firefighter before I was a paramedic, so I've been involved in emergency work for a long time, and I think when I've watched paramedics when I was fighting fires and I saw them doing their job, it was very impressive to see how clever they were and how they could deal with these very stressful situations and control it and make people feel safe and calm and give them the care they need. So that's one of the reasons I decided to become a paramedic. Thanks for having me, guys.